Hi, this is Noma Dimitri from the Alpine Garden, and this is a small conifer. It's about to approach my size, and I want to tell you a few things about conifers. Conifers are the trees that create cones. That's why they're called conifers, and they're very special because in terms of the planet, they are the largest single source of carbon absorption. So they're the carbon spring of the planet. More carbon is absorbed by conifers on Earth than anywhere else in the world. They populate the northern regions and the northernmost regions. So when you think of Siberia, you think of conifers, gigantic, vast areas of conifers. Conifers are special because they have a single leader. This means this one is the single leader of this plant. So they grow in a straight line, they create a cone, they're cone-shaped, and they have this shape because it's the best shape to deal with the biggest problem that a conifer can ever have, which is snow. If you're cone-shaped, snow has the tendency to slide away from you, especially if your leaves are needles. The needle leaves do not allow as much snow to stay on the plant as it would for a maple tree, for example. So the snow kind of caresses the plant and falls down and doesn't create enormous weight to break the plant. So this is a particular kind of conifer. You can see this is the new growth of the spring. This is the leader, and it's bright green. This is another type of conifer. You can see again we have multiple leaders here, but one of them is going to dominate and it's going to become the single one. Look how tall this is. You see what it looks like? This is, and then we get the traditional kind of Christmas tree look that you use from conifers. But really the whole work is done at the very top. This leader is actually the one that establishes itself as a leader. In this case, it's going to be this one over here. What it does is it produces particular kind of hormones that go down the plant and says, I'm the leader. Everyone below me, this guy, all these guys, they are less important than me, and they will make side branches and they will go this way like they do here. Okay, so these are all local leaders, okay, like this one, but the leader of the plant is up here, and this assures this long part of the plant that's going to keep on growing to the sky and create the lovely cone pattern of the conifer that we're so used to. Another thing is that as these needles get created, as the new parts of needles get created, they grow up with this protective layer in front, on top of them. So you see, if you see this brown thing here, I can actually pull it. I can pull it like that. And you can see now that you have the whole little bundle of needles that's going to open up. If you can look at that, I don't know if you can look at that very well. No, it doesn't look very great. But anyway, this little, and here's another one. So this little brown part is what protects the young needles as they grow. And at some point, I'm going to pull it out again. At some point, it falls off. And the needles, start opening up like that. Yeah, now you see it. Okay, so that's the strategy to protect its new tender growth. Here's another type of conifer where again you can observe the same thing. The leader, the apical dominance, the bundle up needles of the new ones, which are just all bundled up together, but they will open up and they will create the same effect as we've seen before. Now I'm going to take you to my favorite one. And finally, this is my favorite one. It's the Himalayan cedar. It has a green bluish tint, and it looks a bit like a pine tree at this stage as you see it close up, but it actually has nothing to do with that. And it lives in the Himalayas and has a wonderful drooping aspect. These things become enormous and live forever, and they're one of the loveliest things. If you go to the Himalayas, they're one of the loveliest trees you're going to see there. This one is fairly young, it's my height, but at some point it'll grow, and hopefully I will still be alive to see it. Noma Dimitri from the Alpine Garden. Take care. Bye.